My name is Bessie. I couldn't understand why the church always seemed closed when I walked past by on Sunday, looking for a new place to worship. Frustrated, I finally stopped and spoke to a teenage girl standing in the yard of a house beside the church in central Botswana. "When does this church open?" I asked. "Is it always locked?" "It's an Adventist church," the girl said. "But I don't know if you could worship there. Being Adventist is difficult." "What do you mean?" I said. The girl explained that the worshippers didn't go to parties or wear jewelry. "And they like going to church on Saturday," she added. In Botswana, Saturday is a day when young people go to parties. I couldn't imagine quitting parties and throwing away my earrings. I have grown up in a non-Christian family and knew little about God. I decided, however, during an extended break between high school graduation and the start of university classes that I wanted to become a Christian. I visited a number of churches, and that was when I noticed that the Adventist church was always closed on Sundays. That fall, I moved to Botswana's capital, Gaborone, to study at the university. Soon I noticed that my roommate, Lang, was going church every Saturday, but I didn't pay much attention. Instead, I went to parties on Saturdays and looked for a church to join on Sundays. But the churches didn't seem to use the Bible, and I felt I hadn't learned anything. After several months, I asked my roommate, "What is this church are you attending?" "It's a Seventh-day Adventist church," Lang said. "It worships on Saturday." I looked at her closely and realized that she didn't wear jewelry. Then I remembered the conversation with the girl in my hometown who told me that I couldn't worship there. After a while, though, I grew wary of visiting churches on Sunday and wondered whether the Adventist church might be different. I decided to visit that church. On Wednesday, I went with Lang to a university classroom where Adventist students gathered for their worship services. I was impressed with the pastor's presentation about marriage. I was eager to get married one day. Learning that marriage would be discussed again, I returned with my roommate on Friday evening. On Sabbath morning, I went with Lang to church and, after lunch, attended a Bible study. Since that day, I never stopped going to church on Sabbath. My life began to change. I found it easy to give up jewelry and Saturday parties. People were shocked to see me as a new person, and they asked many questions. I gladly told them about my faith. I was baptized before the end of the school year. My roommate wept with joy as I emerged from the water. Today, I am a 35-year-old mother of 3 and I teach at Eastern Gate Academy, an Adventist boarding high school in northern Botswana. My husband is the school's business manager. Praise the Lord.